Welcome to the Northwest, a very windy Northwest today. We're standing outside one of our properties, recently finished. Used to be a 2-bed terrace house, really wasn't in great condition. We've completely turned it around into a 4-bedroom shared property. Come and take a look at how we've done it. This particular property was chosen because we followed our process. My opinion as to what makes a good property when we're doing something for supported living is largely irrelevant. We have to follow the certain process which picks our properties for us. First things first, the property must be approved by our supported housing provider in the area. The provider in the area must be approved for delivering supported accommodation in the area. There must be a need. There must be people that are needing care and support that can live in the property. We also must get the rent at the property agreed before we can even go into the acquisition stage. Provided these steps are followed, we'll buy the property, and my opinion of it doesn't have any impact on that. This property falls into our overall strategy because it does two things, both of which are incredibly important for us. It delivers a measurable, positive social impact to the people that are going to be living here and their families when their lives are changed, and it also delivers a positive investment return. If we meet these two criteria, then we're in, we say yes, and we go ahead with the property. Our overall mission is to continue to build that point of positive impact and positive returns wider. We believe that investing in supporting housing is the perfect bridge between those two things, as long as you do it the right way. This property is leased to one of our key supported housing providers, Bright Start Homes. We've been working with them for a while. The key reasons why we work with them are, number one, they do a great job. Number two, we get to actually see the positive impact. As you'll see from these clips here, we spend the time to go and see the tenants, meet the tenants, understand the real process that tenants go through from start to finish. Key component of our overall strategy is measurable, deliverable, positive social impact. Bright Start Homes do just that. So far, we've had a great partnership working together, and we've got big plans to continue to deliver much more quality housing and much more quality support throughout the north of the UK. You'll be hearing lots more about it from our videos moving forward.
As this property has 4 bed spaces, there are going to be 4 individuals living here. It is classed as a house in multiple occupation. So the purpose of today's visit to the property is to ensure that everything is in place for handover and to identify any potential snags that we want to put right before the lease is initiated. So, for example, there's nothing major in the house, but there are always little bits and bobs. So we're in the house bathroom now, and we can see that the shower over the bath has not been installed with the head at an appropriate height, and there's no shower screen or curtain in place. So these are issues that we'll identify and make sure are addressed before we hand the property over on Wednesday. In order for a HMO to be compliant with the government's legislation and standards, there needs to be several things in place, such as having appropriate fire doors, emergency lighting, fire alarm systems, everything, all of the white goods and portable appliances will need to be PAT tested. There needs to be a fire risk assessment done for the property. All of the normal electrical installation and gas safety certificates all need to be presented and handed over to our support providing partner before they sign off on accepting the property to make sure that it is fully compliant. There may be some people who have concerns about putting people with complex issues together into a HMO. Each and every referral is judged on its merits by our support provider partners. They look very carefully at each individual before they actually accept the referral and decide where they're going to be housed. They always look to try and put together people who are going to help each other and be a positive influence on one another. Now obviously that might not always be the case, and it might not always work out in that instance, but the properties are managed very, very closely. We've just had the regional manager for Bright Start Homes here to the property today just to check it over with us before we get to the final handover stage. The properties are visited weekly, and each an individual tenant gets many hours spent with them each week to ensure that they're happy. Any issues are addressed at source, and anybody who's not adhering to the very strict code of conduct and standards that are put in place by the support provider will be given a warning, and if they continue to create problems for other tenants, then they will be moved on. It's not something that we like to do or that we've had to do in many instances, but it's there as a last resort if there are issues that are being created.
This property has been bought by a client that's been working with us for quite some time now. Their overall strategy is to buy supported housing property that does good and delivers relatively hands-free income for them. They're busy, they have a senior position in a large global bank, and for them, investing their money back into something that does good in the UK and delivers a positive return is their key mandate to us to work with us. This is one of several properties they've got, and hopefully several more in the pipeline for 2025 and ahead. As always with us, it comes down to two things: positive impact, positive returns. We only work with clients that align to that, and we only make investments that align to that. This ticks both boxes as always. If you'd like to find out how you can access these particular properties for yourself and invest with us along the way, sign up below with the link that's available.